Hello everybody, Kane here today with another episode of our aquarium series type thingamabobber. And today we're gonna basically just, well, finish off this last little island area we started island area, my goodness, the Arctic area. We started off last episode with our polar bear looking great, our seals, and of course the adorable little penguins. So yeah, anyway, today's animal, you'll never guess what it was. The walrus. I know you, well, actually, thinking about it now, yeah, it's already been, you guys already know what it is. I mean, the video thumbnail, whatever, you know. Anyway, any hoozle, yeah, let's get into this. Let's try and make something somewhat decent looking, hopefully. Can I just like, wait, I want to see actually. I should have gotten the commands out already. Okay, so we go like, well, like there, I guess. Whatever, you know what? We can just try to figure out exactly how I want to do this, right? Because we probably want water. Oh, and there's a penguin. How did you escape? I'm trying. There is somewhere where they're able to jump over, and I have not been able to figure out what it is. Oh, is it this? It may actually be that now. Okay, I did throw some nests in there just to make it look a bit more interesting. You can live free for now. Enjoy your freedom while it lasts before I eventually recapture you. But yeah, we're just gonna try and make somewhat of a nice looking walrus exhibit today to kind of, well, round off this series since I think this is well, I guess this is technically the next to last episode, technically. I don't know. Basically, we've got this one, and then we got one more next week, and then we're done. Which is kind of cool. Kind of excited for that. Well, not because I don't like this or anything. It's just, you know, I'm excited to go on to another project and kind of work on that a bit more instead. Because, I mean, I would say, actually, we've already finished this series. We're just kind of doing some extra stuff for fun, you know? Getting the last little stuff, and whoa, what is going on here? That is, whoops, yikes, not good, not good. There we go, is that a bit better? Not really, I don't know. This world's just kind of immensely buggy, and another reason why I kind of want to be done with it and go move on to whatever project is next, which should hopefully be pretty fun. It's probably gonna be more zoo stuff like this, but I got some interesting ideas for that. I think it should I think it should be interesting, hopefully, you know, be a bit well, I say a bit different. I mean, a lot of it will probably be very similar to this kind of stuff, the stuff we already usually do, but that's, again, I guess just because it's you know, the stuff we usually do. It's how we do these series. It's just kind of the tradition by this point. And let's see, I want a bit more of a ledge, I think. I mean, obviously we need a lot of water in this one. I'm also trying to think, is this exhibit too small? It might well be. Let's see, 3 wide, 2, 3, all right. And then we'll just do that, and like this, there we go. And now we can just get rid of all these for a second before we eventually probably bring them back. Okay, so that should work a bit better. And then, well, I say when we eventually bring them back, apparently we're bringing them back right now. How do I want to do this? Yeah, we'll just do it like this. I don't even know if this is how it was to start with, but you know what? This is what we're gonna do. There, and then, yeah, actually it is this one here. Okay, just had to make sure for a second. Wasn't 100% on this one being the thing. And that block now, okay. And we can kind of just, I do kind of like the idea. I have it like in this, I don't know, stepped kind of look, and I think it looks kind of interesting. So maybe 4 there, 5 there, 4, and then, well, then it's too low here, so I guess we kind of gotta increase the height a bit, maybe? Who knows? We'll figure it out as we keep going. But I like that. I think that's kind of an interesting look. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. And now we just kind of need to, well, get rid of everything. and dig this out a little bit, get a bit more water space in here so that way they can actually swim and somewhat enjoy their lives. Hopefully, you know, one would hope the animal enjoys the exhibit at least somewhat. Yeah, let's keep going. So I was originally thinking whether or not we were gonna add one more animal in today, and it was either gonna be a puffin or it was gonna be an albatross, and I don't think I'm really gonna do either one. Mostly because, well, this exhibit has kind of eaten up all the space. I mean, we have like this little area here, but it's like right between two exhibits. I don't know if I necessarily want to put anything there. I don't feel like we have enough space out in the center area to really do anything. So yeah, not sure we'll get to do any of those, which is a bit unfortunate, but you know what? Sometimes we can't get every single animal. Sometimes you just gotta pick and choose which ones you take and which ones you don't. And I'm sure, well, I think actually if I check, yeah, the albatross is from ZAWA, so we'll definitely be having it in another park at some point soon, hopefully. So yeah, if that was the number one animal you really wanted to see and we didn't add that in, well, hopefully we'll get it in next time and you can see it then, and that'll be pretty fun. Also, if you're wondering how we're gonna design this, it's basically just like the previous episode, basically. You know, we're just gonna do the exact same kind of thing, but with a bit more water, I guess, and a bit less, oh, what would that be? So everything feels really quiet. Oh, I think it's probably because I just, I'm literally recording this between classes right now, so it's like, okay, that's actually pretty good. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm like recording this between my classes. So, I think since I unplugged my microphone from the PC, it is being kind of annoying and not giving me all my audio, which is tremendous fun and not at all immensely annoying. But, you know, c'est la vie. Yeah, that's fine. We'll give it a bit more of a gradual slope over on that side. And then over here, we can make it a bit more precipice-like. Okay. So the water level will be about there. I actually just want to get a water bucket out real quick. That's where this is. Oh, we need to do the floor of this. Completely forgot that was a thing, but now I've remembered. Trying to think how exactly this is all meant to kind of come together. Is that gonna be enough water? I think it will be. Yeah, it should be enough. And then this one will kind of just, you know, make it a really just kind of gradual slope up, give it a bit more space up there. And from here, we'll kind of try and continue on the rock wall we had over on the polar bear exhibit. Hopefully giving these guys a bit more room up here though, since at least whenever I've seen walruses, they don't usually tend to be in the water. Usually I feel like whenever you see walruses, usually they're like, you know, like laying down on a beach or a rock or something like that, you know. They don't generally seem to move around all that much, which I get. You know what? Moving around, overrated. Why move around when you can just, I don't know, be a walrus and lay down on a pebbly beach or a little bit of ice somewhere, you know? I get that. Honestly, sounds amazing. Sounds like a great time. I'd be down for that. There we go, you know, we're quitting the channel. I'm just gonna go become a walrus. I'm just gonna, well, not become a walrus. I'm just gonna live like the walrus does. I'm just gonna find myself an ice drift, just lay down and just give up. That looks abysmal, but it'll look better when we throw in more textures, which tends to be the case. I mean, actually, I guess that's kind of the thing with, like, it's a weird comparison, I feel like, but for those of you who don't know, which I feel like for those of you who've been on the live streams, you know this, I do a lot of, like, miniatures, so, like, Warhammer, stuff like that, and oftentimes building things feels a lot like that in the regard that, like, when you start off building it, or painting or building something, it looks abysmal. Like, it just looks like trash. And you're like, oh my goodness, what have I done? This is horrible. I should literally just burn this. and never show anyone what I have attempted to do here. But then, you know, you started adding in the more details. You finished, for if it was a miniature, you like add the washes in, and then you're like, okay, this is actually not that bad. It just, you know, it just needed that little extra step and the highlights and all that to kind of make it look better. Like, that looks actually pretty nice. I like that. I really like these two blocks here. They're very pretty. Not pretty, I guess, but they have a good texture and they mesh together well, so I guess kind of pretty. Maybe? I don't know. Who knows? Not really important, is it? Let's just keep throwing these around. Just kind of trying to get a bit more of an interesting looking structure going on here. What did I use for the water? Clay, gravel, cobble. Okay, so we'll just get that back out. Seems really steep for a walrus exhibit. It might actually be a bit too steep, thinking about it now. But we're not gonna worry about that. It's fine, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. I also think this is doing it like this is probably a good idea, just because it should dramatically limit the amount of space they have to actually escape this exhibit, which is always a good thing. Since escaping the exhibits generally isn't something we enjoy, since the main goal of an exhibit is to keep the said animals in said exhibit. I think this is also the only exhibit I'm actually gonna create more than one level underneath the water with the water detail blocks. I also need to check the time because, like, I got oh no, okay, so this is actually one of the few videos I've made where I actually am on a bit of a timer to like get something done, which is why we're only doing the walrus today, just because I'm like, yeah, we've got a lot of lectures to listen to and whatnot, so, you know, we gotta be somewhat timely with building. Alright, and then we'll just kind of chuck this down. Another reason why we're not, you know, going completely overboard with the exhibit today. We're just kind of, you know, I figured, since I feel like most of the last couple builds I've done on this series in particular have all just been straight up time lapses with no watching me build, I figure you guys would probably enjoy a bit of a return to form, you know, have me actually build something on camera for once in a blue moon. We'll kind of do this, and yeah, okay, and then we'll just fill the rest in with the clay. I don't know why I picked this for the bottom of the ocean thing. I think it's because it kind of felt a bit more like, I don't know, it felt like a more natural version of what you might see at the bottom of like a concrete kind of like tank. Like, you know, it's got like a concrete bottom to it, but they've like thrown a bunch of I don't know, like pebbles or something. What do you call that? I was gonna say grout. It's not, that's not the word I'm thinking of. What is it called? It's got a specific name. Substrate, that's what I'm thinking of. Okay, yeah. So it's kind of like, you know, they've like thrown some substrate down over some like concrete or something like that. And I think that's got an interesting look to it. Kind of makes some sense, you know. It's not just completely weird and whatnot. Okay, we just need to chuck a bit more of this around. Get some slight variation. I feel like you can't tell a tremendous difference between it, but I don't know, there is a difference and it looks nicer. So yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this, even if even I would struggle to say it's really there. I probably need another block, but at the same time, I cannot be bothered right now to go look for a new texture, mostly because at the same time, if I added a new texture in, I would also need to go and add this texture in for all of the exhibits, which, you know, since we're kind of trying to work towards the end of this, and I already have a bunch of other stuff I need to work on, in this series in particular, literally, like, there's a bunch of decorations I need to throw in all over the world, and just pathways and getting the interior of the build finished and all this stuff that I'm like, yeah, going back and redoing all the substrate on several tanks just because I just found a better block for it does not sound very appealing, because that's gonna probably triple the amount of time that this is gonna take. Okay, now I've come up to a very important decision here. Do we raise the water up 1 level or not? Actually, no, we don't. It would be cool to see the walruses kind of. Oh, now I've said that. Now I kind of want to do that. But doing that, no, we're not going to do it. Okay, it's been decided. It has been. The council has decided the fate of this tank. Let's just chuck this into here like that, like an absolute psychopath. There we go, and oh sweet, we can just bada bing, bada boom. Perfect. Okay, that works out pretty well. And what did I need? Okay, I wanted this. So yeah, we're just gonna chuck some of these around just to kind of create a bit more of a natural kind of like gradient to the, not a gradient, that's not the word I was thinking of. Slope, a natural slope to the terrain, and we can like throw in a few extra like here just to give it a bit more interest. Yeah, like that. Okay, and then just throw in some drier bits of rock around to kind of, you know, add more interest and a bit of depth to the overall build, you know, add a bit more of a story, as some might say. And with that, I think we're actually pretty much done with the actual build. Again, like, this exhibit was not meant to take a tremendous amount of time to finish, you know, all things considered. I kind of needed to... is the polar bear the only one I did the underwater plants for? It looks like it. Well, we'll have to add these in at a later time. All right, come on, gravel can, okay, they can only go on the gravel. Oh, I feel like I have an oyster somewhere, right? Like a giant clam I can use. I want to see, actually. Yeah, I do have a giant clam. We're gonna chuck some of these down here. Why? Because I think, if I remember correctly, and my knowledge on walruses is slightly spotty due to the fact I am not a walrus expert, but I believe they like to eat like stuff like that, like clams, oysters, those kind of creatures. All right, there we go, and we got some proper stuff. I should remove them from up here and whatnot, because that kind of looks a bit odd. Okay, and then we can add like some stuff there. Add like this, and that's actually pretty good. Yeah, I actually really like that. All right, let's get the walrus out real quick. And bum. Please don't be a ginormous animal. Okay, yeah, we can definitely fit more than one in now. 2. Whoa, okay. That is a much bigger walrus. And I guess we'll fit one more, and I want to put this one in the water. Okay. And yeah. Well, he's spazzing out a bit, but you know what? That's okay. Aw. It's a very lazy looking animal in the water. I respect that. There we go, everyone. Yeah, so that's basically the Arctic area done. I really like this. I think it's kind of a cool look. I think there's a few things I'm gonna add in. So I'm just gonna put actually like that there, just to remind me I want to put like a cave back there for the polar bear, and maybe we'll expand the walrus exhibit out a little bit more. But everything else I think is looking really good. Maybe I could use another plant or two to really like spice it up a bit more, but yeah, I think this overall is really good. I'm pretty happy with this area. I think it's making a fine last addition to the overall park. So yeah, we've got one more episode before the finale. I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do with it yet. I have a couple of plans on what we're gonna get done, but yeah, it's pretty exciting. I'm very excited to do the world download for this. I think it'll be really cool to do the final tour, but then I'm also incredibly excited to go start the next project I have planned. I think we got some cool stuff coming up, and hopefully you guys will all enjoy it. So yeah, anyway, that's all for today. So thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and until next time, guys, see ya.